We will take PBR 322 as an example for cloning vector. So here PBR stands for plasmid for Bolivar and Rodriguez, and this is the first constructed vector. Constructed vector means artificially synthesized. They are not naturally available directly, but it is artificially synthesized plasmid vector. Okay, PBR 322, it's a cloning vector, and it is, and this particular PBR 322, so we have discussed that like your cloning vector should have some specific components. So for this is the first genetically engineered enzyme. So first component here it is origin of replication. So this is the origin of replication, and this origin of replication, this particular thing will be helpful for replication of the plasmid within the bacterial cell. And second important thing is unique restriction site. So you can see here arrow marks, these will be having the restriction site. Restriction sites are nothing but they are the recognizable DNA sequences by the restriction endonucleases, and at these sites, these are the arrow marks, so these at these sites the restriction endonucleases will cut the vector, and at this site only we can able to insert the foreign DNA. You can see the various enzyme BAMH1. This is the restriction site for BAMH1. Likewise we can have PVU1. So this is the restriction site for PU1, and PST1. This is the restriction site for PST1. Similarly we can also have the SAL1. So this is the restriction site for SAL1. So first thing is the vector will be having a origin of replication, and this origin of replication will help the vector for its replication inside the host cell. Okay, so if the origin of replication is not there, the vector can't able to separately self-replicate itself. So first important component, a vector should have a origin of replication, which is also known as the ORI site, and this will be different for different type of organism. Okay, so in case of the PBR22, it is called E1. This is the ORI site, origin of replication. Okay, and then second important component a vector should have is restriction sites. So restriction sites are nothing but these are the palindromic sequences that are recognized by the restriction endonucleases, and when we add the restriction endonuclease, the restriction endonuclease recognize these sites and they will cut the vector at these positions. Okay, at this position it will cut the vector and it will open up the vector, and once the vector is opened up, we can able to ligate or join our gene of interest. Okay, and then another important component that should be there in the vector is selectable marker genes. So selectable marker genes are nothing but these are the specific marker components that should be present inside in the vector, and that will be recognized into the host cell. So this will act as a signal whether the vector is present inside the host cell or not. And first thing is selectable markers will give a signal that whether vector is present or not, and second thing is they also give the signal whether your gene fragment is inserted into the vector or not. Okay, here in the PBR 322 we have two selectable marker gene. One is tetracycline resistance gene, another one is the ampicillin resistance gene. Okay, these will give the signal whether the given gene is inserted into the vector or not, and second thing whether the vector is properly inserted into the host cell or not.